Hey guys, it's Absolacario2213 here again with my first top 10 list. Today I'll be counting down the top 10 cities and towns in Pokemon main series games. This list includes cities and towns from Kanto all the way to Kalos. It is entirely opinion based with a lot of personal preference, so if I didn't mention your favourite city or town, make sure to comment below. Number 10! Ecruteak City in the Johto region. With the beautiful orange trees, Japanese-style architecture and Kyoto-inspired design, Ecruteak City reminds me of my trip to Japan that I went on not so long ago. It features the Burnt Tower and the Bell Tower, which is full of mystery and legendary Pokemon. It also houses the Kimono Dance Theatre, where you battle the kimono girls who each have a different evolution. Everything about this city is reminiscent of Japan, and that's what I love about it. Here's a little fast fact. Early beta maps of Ecruteak suggest that the magnet train ran through the city as well, possibly instead of through Goldenrod City. The reasons they may have considered this could have to do with the fact that Kyoto, the city that Ecruteak City is based on, has its own railway system. Number 9! Anistar City in Kalos. What captured my attention in this small city was the soundtrack. I always made the effort to try and hatch eggs in this city just so I could listen to the nice song. Despite appearing quaint, Anistar City has many interesting areas, such as the sundial, which just looks like a pretty pink crystal, but it actually holds a lot of significance in the post-game, so I won't give too much away for those of you that haven't got there yet. It's also got a cafe that has daily patrons that show you an unseen Pokemon, including legendary Pokemon, to fill up your Pokedex. Plus, there's a boutique with a plethora of clothes to buy and customize your trainer with. What's not to love about Anistar City? Did you know that Anistar City shares similar characteristics to Mossdeep City in the Hoenn region? They both have the 7th gym leader specializing in psychic types and give you TM04 Calm Mind once you defeat them. Plus, they both have a connection with outer space. Number 8! Eterna City in the Sinnoh region. I was around 11 years old when Diamond, Pearl and Platinum came out, and the actual journey to get to the city was memorable. Going through Eterna Forest with the beautiful soundtrack, discovering the Rotom and the TV inside the old mansion, and then finally reaching Eterna City, it was so fulfilling and exciting. Plus, this city houses the underground man's house where the Explorer kit can be obtained. I remember spending hours digging up fossils and other rare items. Professor Oak also appears in the southern house of the city in the post-game, which is so nostalgic. I spent a lot of time in this city despite being one of the first in Sinnoh. It is such a great place. Fast fact, Eterna's Japanese town motto is, "The town that ties now to the past." Number 7! Lumiose City in Kalos. This city got a lot of hype when X and Y were announced, as it is a dazzling metropolis of art and artifice located in the heart of the Kalos region. It features a vast array of shops, cafes, battle buildings, museums, and is a great place to visit after you beat the league. It's also the first place where trainers can officially ride on a Pokemon. It is very easy to get lost in Lumiose City, however, so I had to remember landmarks to make sure I wasn't going around in circles. It's a fantastic location to explore and make use of the many facilities. Not to mention, it's also the place to obtain the Kanto region starter Pokemon. It's also the home to Clement, the electric type gym leader, which is awesome because I really like electric Pokemon. Here's a little fact for you. The 5 plazas are named after French words corresponding to their colour. Rogue, meaning red, blue, blue, vert, green, magenta, magenta, and jaune, yellow. Sorry about my pronunciation. Number 6. Celadon City from the Kanto region. Oh yes, the city where you spend all your money on gambling and drugs. As bad as that sounds, it's kinda true. The game corner is so addictive. I love that feature in the game, and I'm kinda disappointed that the game corner didn't return in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but I digress. I used to try and get enough coins to buy a Porygon or Dratini, which was very cool back in the day. Plus, you get an Eevee given to you. The department store was great for TMs and stocking up on Pokeballs and medicine. Overall, this city has left a positive imprint on my memory when I was a kid, and it has a great atmosphere. Fast fact, the Celadon motto is, "The City of Rainbow Dreams." Number 5! Sootopolis City in the Hoenn region. the only city that you can access if you use the move Dive. Once you explore the tranquil underwater route, you'll eventually find this mystic city. If you've ever wondered what it would be like to explore a crater with a city inside, then Sootopolis is your answer. Not only is this city where you obtain your last gym badge, but it's also home to the legendary Pokemon Kyogre and Groudon. The city has a unique design and is different to any other town or city that I've come across, which is why it's number 5. Did you know that at night time in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, stars peer in through the top of the crater? Number 4. Littleroot town in Hoenn. Of course, I'm a little biased when it comes to anything to do with the Hoenn region. These were the first games I played properly and obsessively. They hold an extremely sentimental part of me. In my opinion, the actual name Littleroot is so cool, and despite being a very small town with a measly 2 houses and 1 lab, it is one of the most important areas of the game. It's where you begin your journey, where everything unfolds, and where you choose your starter Pokemon that'll do everything with you. From the moment the trainer hopped out of the removal truck and the theme music began playing, I fell in love back in 2003 with my Sapphire version. Did you know that the Hoenn region was based on the Japanese island and region of Kyushu? Number 3. Lavender town in the Kanto region. The eerie and spooky town is a perfect town to spark up stories and fan fiction. The dark music in this town and in the Pokemon Tower is enough to send chills up your spine. The fact that this town explicitly says that Pokemon can die traumatized me as a kid. I honestly thought and still would like to believe that they had eternal life. The ghost of Marowak left tears in my eyes, and I was crying when I watched Pokemon Origin Episode 2 featuring Lavender Town. This location is the only area that has actually made me sad. Plus, it's named after the color purple, which is my favorite color. It's also the location where you obtain the Pokeflute to awaken Snorlax, and then you can continue on your journey. Here's a fast fact. The background music in the Generation 1 games contains high-pitched sounds that are outside the typical adult hearing range, but inside the average child hearing range. This has inspired all kinds of popular myths and conspiracy theories about the effects of the music. Number 2! Seven Island in the Generation 3 Fire Red and Leaf Green games. One would not typically think that one of the Sevii Islands would be this high on the list. However, I think these islands are underrated. When I first unlocked the first 3 islands and began exploring, I didn't want to stop. So many mysteries and secrets were on these islands, and I thought they made for a great post-game. I particularly liked Seven Island. The island featuring the Trainer Tower with various modes of battling offering different rewards if they were beaten. Despite being a tiny island with a tiny town, it also had the Sevii Canyon where you could catch cool Pokemon like Skymory and Larvitar. After venturing off in the canyon, you would come across the Tanabe ruins with chambers filled with unknown. It may be a useless seeming feature, but it provided my 9-year-old self with so much fun and speculation of what will happen if I caught all 28 unknown and if there were any more islands to explore. Did you know that the background music used in Seven Island is a remix of Violet City's and Olivine City's music? Number 1! Fortree City in Hoenn. Yes, the treetop city that frolics in nature. It's always been a dream of mine to live amongst the trees in a forest, and this city is close enough. It rains all the time, which is my favorite weather, and the soundtrack is amazing. If I had to live in any Pokemon city or town, it'd be Fortree City for sure. It's also got a shop that sells items for your secret base, which is great as I love decorating my secret base. The gym leader is also my favorite in the Hoenn region as she has some cool Pokemon like Skymory and Altaria. Her outfit is also pretty awesome. The Devon Scope is also needed to access some areas in and around Fortree City, which was a brand new item in Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald and is such a cool concept. The entire atmosphere and design of Fortree City makes me get the chills just thinking about it. The name Fortree is derived from the words fort and tree, referring to the tree houses that the residents of the town live in. Well, that concludes my top 10 towns and cities in Pokemon main series games. Please comment below if you have a favourite location that I didn't mention, or if you agree with me. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe if you'd like to see more Pokemon related content. See you later, Fralligator. In a while, Totodile.